If you're considering moving to King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, you'll definitely want to watch this video until the end because I'm going to go over cost of living, housing market, job growth, job opportunities, average salaries in certain industries. You're going to have a really good idea of what it's like actually living in King of Prussia, what the costs are, the projection of the housing market, the average rental amount, and more. Hey, my name is Doug Bair, the Philly Suburb Realtor. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know what it's like to live, work, eat, sleep, and play right here in the suburbs of Philly, PA, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. And if you are looking to buy, sell, invest, relocate anywhere in Eastern Pennsylvania, make sure you reach out to me. My contact info is on the screen and in the description. And let's get into King of Prussia in 2024. All right, so we're going to start with cost of living. So obviously, if you've never lived in an area, don't know what everything costs, we're going to break down the utility costs, the groceries, healthcare, all that stuff compared to Pennsylvania and nationally, just to see where King of Prussia ranks. So if you look at this graph here, or this chart, so you can see the overall cost of living with the average, in the United States being 100% there. King of Prussia is at 114.1. So it is a higher cost of living, definitely higher cost of living than the national average, and even more than all of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is actually less than the average in the United States at 94.6. Groceries, 107.8 compared to Pennsylvania being 100.3. Healthcare is going to be 101.1, which is right on par with all of Pennsylvania, so just above the national average. And the housing is the biggest. So housing is actually 141.1 as compared to all of Pennsylvania, which is 80.5. So medium home cost, which the home values and the sales, I'm actually going to break down a little bit later in the video in more detail to see what has actually happened, and how much it's appreciated or not. So you want to stick around for that. But the median home cost is $428,700. The median home cost for Pennsylvania is $242,800, and the United States in general, the average median home cost is $338,100. So King of Prussia is definitely higher. It keeps appreciating, especially with everything that's already there, but they keep on adding more businesses and housing and new construction, new developments keep coming in. So I anticipate that to continue to appreciate. So for utilities, a little bit higher, 106.9% as opposed to 98.2% in all of Pennsylvania compared to the national average. Transportation is lower actually in King of Prussia, 95.9%. As opposed to 104 for Pennsylvania compared to the national average. And miscellaneous expenses, so that's going to cover things like going out to eat, so like restaurants or maybe movies, all your entertainment, going to venues, all that kind of stuff. That's coming in at 131.1% as opposed to Pennsylvania being 101.5% compared to the national average. So those are your general cost of living for if you want to compare it to where you are. And the website I use is actually down in the description. So if you want to check it out and compare King of Prussia to wherever you're coming from, your city, you can plug that in and it'll see how it'll score directly against your city. So if you're trying to get an idea of cost of living in King of Prussia, there's some general breakdown for you. If you would like more detailed cost of living, best way is just to reach out to me. And I can have a better conversation, understand what you're looking for, if you're relocating here, if you're, a move up or a downsizing, be able to advise you better that way. So that is the general overall cost of living. So now for the housing market, I'm going to start with the average rents in the area. A lot of you that are reaching out to me are looking to rent. Personally, I obviously think it's better to buy instead of rent. However, I understand that not everybody's in a position to or even wants to buy a house. In King of Prussia, if you're looking at a studio apartment, The United States average is 1,080. In King of Prussia, you're looking at 1,410. So that's for a studio. That's not one bedroom. That's just a studio apartment. In one bedroom is the average in the U.S. is 1,180, and in King of Prussia it's 1,590. Two bedroom, the average in U.S. is 1,430. In King of Prussia, it is 1,910. In three bedrooms in the U.S., 1,860 is the average. In King of Prussia, it's 2,330. And for a four bedroom, in the average in the U.S. is 2,160. In King of Prussia, it's 2,710. So it's definitely a higher expense than the average in the U.S. and definitely in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is actually below the average of the U.S. overall, but King of Prussia definitely brings the average up there, as you can see. So it's not the cheapest place to rent. If you're a landlord or an investor looking in an area and you see these rents, I mean, they're pretty good. I'm an investor myself, so if you're looking to invest in an area, I can tell you King of Prussia is one you should take a look at. But that is the average rent by bedroom size in the areas compared to the national. All right, so let's go over the average sold price in December of 2022 and January 2023, and then we'll compare it to what has happened December of 23 and January of 24 this year. So if you're looking at December to January of 2022 to 2023, the average sold price was $435,000. And if you're looking at the sold median, it's at $385,000. The monthly supply of inventory in December was 1.5, meaning if nothing else was listed, it would take 1.5 months to sell out all of the inventory, which is definitely a seller's market. And then it in January jumped up to 2, which is still a seller's market. Anything under 4 months, month supply of inventory is considered a seller's market. 4 to 6 is a balance, and anything 6 or up is a buyer's market. Let's see what happened this year. So December 2023 into January of 2024, the average sold price was $517,000. So that's quite a jump from $435,000 just a year prior. So if you bought a year or more ago, you might be sitting on more equity than you think if you're considering selling, either downsizing, moving up, whatever you're looking to do. Yeah, the average sold price was $517,000, and the monthly supply of inventory in January was 2. So still consistent. Actually, December 2023 was 2.7, so it actually dropped just in 1 month. So right now, current month of February 2024, we're looking at 2.7 month supply of inventory. So there have been more listed. The average list price is $627,000, almost $628,000. So if you're looking to purchase in the area, those are the numbers you should consider. Obviously, everybody's looking for something different. Whatever you're looking for, I'd love to help you. But that's just general numbers of the average of what sold last year versus this year and into this month of February 2024. So let's look at salaries and job opportunity in King of Prussia. So if you're looking at the income per capita, King of Prussia is at $51,080 as opposed to the average of the United States being $37,638. The household income on average in King of Prussia is $98,000 as opposed to the United States of $69,000. The unemployment rate's actually lower than the national, 5.6 as opposed to the national of 6. The recent job growth was actually negative, about the same as the U.S. recent job growth. However, future job growth is at 29.8% for the future job growth in King of Prussia. So definitely a lot more businesses. I mean, there's plenty there already, but there's even more planning to come, and a bunch have opened even just within the past few months. So depending on what industry you're in, I'm not going to read all of these salaries, the average salaries per industry that you're in, but I will leave this if you want to pause it, take a look at it, go for it. But this is what your average salary is in the area and each industry that you're looking in. So a lot of you that I'm helping relocate to the area have families with kids still in school or just starting school. If you're looking at the school district in the area, this chart outlines the rating. So you have Cali and Candlebrook Elementary School. They're both ranked. They have a high ranking of 9 out of 10. And the Upper Marion Middle School is at an 8, and Upper Marion High School is at a 7. So if you're looking at public school, it's a very good school district. Upper Marion is very well known in the area. So there's also a list here of private schools if you're trying to go the private school route. So feel free to look those up on your own and see if the private school route is going to fit you and your family's needs. So one more thing just to throw in there for you guys to consider when you're looking at financials. So the sales tax rate for King of Prussia, well, in Pennsylvania, is 6%. The income tax rate for the U.S. is 4.6, and for King of Prussia, the income tax rate is actually 3.1, so about 1.5% lower than the U.S. average for income tax. So if that's something that is going to have a big factor on your decision to move here or not, you should consider that 3.1% being the income tax rate. That's just one more thing to consider when moving. I know a lot of you are looking at the hard numbers. Just keep those numbers in mind when you're doing your research to see, overall cost of living and taking that income tax rate into consideration in crunching your numbers. Now, as far as lifestyle and things to do in the area, if you've watched my last video about King of Prussia, actually back in 2021, you would know a lot. But there have been things that have opened since then and closed. So if you're looking of things to do in the area, King of Prussia Mall is obviously one of the first things people think about when they think about King of Prussia, being one of the largest malls in the entire country. There's also the town center, which has it's surrounded by a lot of new construction homes, townhomes. There's a retirement home building in the area too. So if you're looking for restaurants or they have a nice outdoor seating area, a turf spot for you to lounge and kind of have a picnic with your family or whatever you're looking to do. There's also escape rooms. They just opened recently. They opened a Topgolf. If you haven't been to a Topgolf, highly recommend if you visit the area. It's a lot of fun if you like golfing. It's just a driving range. Definitely a lot to do in the area. There's the Valley Forge Casino. There's a big Valley Forge Park, National Park. So plenty of things to do, indoor, outdoor, entertainment, restaurants, whatever you're looking to do. King of Prussia pretty much has it all. If they don't, 25-minute drive to Philadelphia, which will probably have everything else you're looking for. So as far as things to do, there are plenty of things to do in the area. And thank you for watching. My name, again, is Doug Bair, the Philly Suburb Realtor. If you're looking to buy, sell, invest, relocate anywhere in Eastern Pennsylvania or King of Prussia, make sure you reach out, and I'll see you on the next video.